Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 Kfma, streaming worldwide at kfma.com. It's Tuesday, June 7th. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, everybody out there. Thank you for tuning into the show. We have a couple major concert announcements to make a little bit later on. If you're friends with us on social media, then you already got a heads up to that. At 7 a.m., I'm going to announce a concert that's coming to the Rialto, and then I'm going to give away tickets before they go on sale. Then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to announce a concert that's coming to the TCC.
Okay.
And then I will be giving away tickets before they go on sale. And all this week, I'll continue to give away tickets for both those concerts, and then also Buck Cherry for the rest of the week before they go on sale. Buck Cherry tickets are on sale right now. That show is like next week.
Yeah.
Yo, we have I did an upgrade on my stream here, so it looks like the audio or the video files that I made from this morning are all fucked up audio because it went through webcam, because we got two webcams. So like right now, Powers, you're blocking yourself. Yeah. So with your mic and everything, I'll send you an invite so you could see backstage. I'm going to send you an invite right now.
Okay, cool.
So here's the deal. The reason why things are a little different today is that we're in HD. Ooh, super fucking fancy. Now, we're in HD because I upgraded to a $50 package. But I don't know if I like it yet. There's still a lot of things that we're working out. Got to work out the kinks. Whenever you do like a new upgrade, you have to go through new kinks. And so that's where we're at right now. And I just discovered that I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I did not have the audio properly set up. I don't know if you could tell if we're in HD, if the cameras look any differently. I know Powers looks like the Man in Black, and he's kind of shady and not shady as far as a personality trait, but I sent you an invite so you could see yourself.
Okay.
All right, I got to make a concert announcement here in just a little bit. I do have HD cameras, Todd. Maybe they're not super HD cameras. Shit. Yeah, so did I just waste $25 is my question to you. And the answer is probably yes. Probably yes. Yeah, Powers needs more light. Well, that's other issues that we're going to be addressing here soon once we get the new studio set up. I'm going to be on Scott's ass to make sure he sets up not only audio side, but make sure the rest is a television side, because this new studio was approved in January 1st. The budget was approved to do this. Now we're in June. We're almost to July. We're almost past halfway through.
2 quarters.
Yes. And then the KFMA studio in general was supposed to be made up and fixed like 2 years ago when they moved this into the closet. So he knows he's slacking. And then hopefully that means he'll make up for it. I'm hoping. He's a buddy of mine. I like Scott. So I'm like, please, Scott, fucking help me out, man. I'm tired of obviously everything else is DIY. We're all doing it ourselves. You got one thing you could help us on, and that's this. So let's make this announcement. Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to the show. I made a tease yesterday on the Facebook. You may have seen it. It was on the Instagram as well, that we're going to do 2 concert announcements this morning. Earlier at 7 a.m., I announced that Dirty Honey and Dorothy are going to be coming to the Rialto Theater. And that's big. That's going to be a great rock and roll show. 2 very great bands. It's California Dreaming Tour is a part of the package that they're celebrating as they roll through Rialto Theater in October. Well, we have another major concert announcement. This one is at the TCC, so it's a little bit bigger. And I have tickets to give away for said concert right now. But what's the concert, you ask? Well, on October 6th.
Fancy drum roll or?
No, I don't need it. Okay. On October 6th, okay, at the Linda Ronstadt Music Hall, the TCC, Rock 102.1 KFMA presents the Fallout Tour featuring or starring Hailstorm.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Hailstorm, The Warning, and New Year's Day.
Yes.
You stoked about this one?
Yes.
You should be.
Going to that. Let's go to that one.
It's a big show. It's October 6th. Tickets go on sale here. I don't know when they go. Maybe this Friday at 10 a.m. It doesn't matter, because you can get those tickets right now by being caller number 10. 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. Good luck. Hailstorm is coming to the TCC on October 6th. Here's the steeple from Hailstorm on Rock 102.1. We'll be back on the podcast broadcast after this. All right, so here's the deal. I got to do caller 10. Obviously, can't get all the info. and my audio sucked from the earlier clip. So bear with me as I play a clip that you haven't seen in a minute. And that clip is, we'll do. I need to go longer. See, I mean, my plan's kind of messed up. I still have a lot of content. It's going to be a good podcast, but my pre-recorded bits are dead in the water right now. So we're going to have to go old school.
You want me to just tell some old-timey jokes?
No, because fuck your jokes. I need to get the info and answer the phone. It doesn't help me. And then they're going to hear all the information from the winner. So
What about mime?
all right. Yeah, actually do. All right. There we go. So let me play this and we'll be right back with more podcast broadcasts after we take a trip down memory lane and I'm going to land on something. I'm going to land on something good. All right. Just do cooking with Nana.
Hello there, I'm Rico, and this is
Nana Mary.
Ay, ay, ay. And today we're here because all of my life, my friends and my family have come here to Nana Mary's house, enjoying her cooking. And we always ask her, how do you do it? What do you put in your food? And what do you say to them?
I just said, I don't know. I just put stuff in. I just invented and put it in.
And that's bullshit.
No, it's not.
That's bullshit. So today,
No, it's not shit.
it's not shit. But today we're going to find out exactly what she puts in the dish by watching her firsthand make them. I think we're going to call it Cooking with Nana. And this is episode 1. What are we making today, Nana Mary? Albóndigas. What goes in albóndigas?
They'll see it when they eat it.
Okay, here we go.
Albóndigas soup, or Mexican meatball soup, has been a classic favorite of mine for years. At least Nana Mary's version. Like many things in life, the simpler, the better. And it doesn't get much simpler than this. Albóndigas is the Spanish version of small meatballs derived from the Arabic al-banduk. Did I say that right? Meaning hazelnut, or small round object, suggesting the size of a meatball. It's the combination of the aromatic broth and the tender meat that just soothes my soul. And like many soups, there are subtle variations to the mix. Like maybe pork instead of beef, or adding rice or mint or potatoes, or anything to mix and match flavors and textures. But let's see how Nana Mary does it. All you're gonna need is some green onions, cilantro, 1 pound of hamburger meat, 2 tomatoes, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, 1 egg, flour, broth, or bouillon cubes, and just some water. Oh yeah, salt and pepper.
First, wash your hands.
This is very important. Good job, Nana.
Right, so we both washed our hands, and now Nana's going to explain what the first step is to make an albóndigas. So what do we need, Nana?
Yes. We need very little shortening.
We have shortening. And very little, she means a whole
No,
spoon. A big spoon.
no, just this.
Show them a little bit.
This much.
That much.
And the pot.
Vegetable shortening can be stubborn. Got the big pot, just add some medium heat. Prep includes 1 chopped tomato, some cilantro, green onions to heat in the pan with broth or 2 beef bouillon cubes while preparing the rest.
Ingredients into the pot without water first, right?
Yes.
So you warm up the ingredients?
Yes.
Okay.
How much water? Let's ask.
How much water?
Well, it depends on how much you make, you know. The more you can just pour it.
Okay then.
And evidently we have to season this boiling stew of broth and cilantro, tomato, onion with salt. How much salt, Nana?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
That I just...
Let's all bear witness. Ah! Half a Nana.
You should see me ride ramps. I know how to ride ramps with the best of them.
Ride them ramps.
Yeah, ride those ramps and then just intuitively be able to hit the post. It's a skill that, I brag about. I enjoy it. I like being able to, because there's so many times when I was doing, and good morning, everyone. Keep those yos coming. And congratulations to Shane for winning those tickets to Hailstorm. It's a skill I developed because a lot of my songs at KWSS weren't properly labeled as far as how long you have to, speak until the song starts.
Right.
I mean, I did have ramp countdowns on a lot of the songs, but a lot of the songs I didn't. And, part of that was my fault. But I would just basically play it by ear, hear the intro, and be able to feel when the song was going to kick in.
Yeah.
And be able to kind of time out my talking on the fly to be able to hit that post like perfectly. And it feels good as a DJ to hit that post, it feels so good. You're like, whether it's a tease or a joke, and you just nail it at the right time. And then next thing you know, then the lyrics come in on the song and you're like, fuck, a rock star. It's like you just did a duet.
Yes.
Yes. So, all right. And you're saying yes because you've done radio shows, so
Yeah, I always love when you can link a joke. I like to make the jokes that lead into a song that makes sense, like we did with like "Loser" before.
Yeah.
I always like that stuff.
Well, it's easier to do that whenever Austin's in studio. You just talk to Austin and immediately go into Loser, and it's like, wow, it's like you guys wrote this out weeks in advance. Speaking of Austin was basically begging to come into the show today.
I know.
He's like, hey man, you think it's okay? And then like, well, probably not, dude, because hours and things like that. I mean, our bosses sign off on this, and they're very strict and stingent with how many hours are allotted to even just Powers and Rico to be a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a promo person, you're not necessarily on air, so they might restrict that. And he was talking about 15 minutes, just trying to go back and forth, like, no, can I? And I'm like, fine, yeah, come on in tomorrow. And that was supposed to be today. Then this morning I wake up, I get a text message at 3 a.m. from Austin. Typical Austin is on par, and his text message read, hey brother, I don't think I'm gonna make it in today. Still haven't gotten a wink of sleep. Like 3 a.m. I'm like, yeah, you're too busy getting drunk and getting punched in the face by strange chicks. So yeah, I get it. But at the same time, like, good thing I didn't really need you in, because I would have been pissed to be like, here you go. This is why I don't book you multiple days, because you're 23 years old and unreliable.
Yeah. What's funny is because remember I was saying like I might need some extra time. Like part of me thought about like, you did say he was going to get Austin in. Maybe I could. No.
I'm glad you didn't. Yes, because honestly, yeah, it would have been a safe day to be like, hey, I need to sleep in or whatever. And I'd be like, I got it covered. I have Austin, even though he's not like a game, I'd have to really do some extra work that day.
Yeah.
But it's nothing I'm not used to. So I would do it, but
So funny.
yeah, but I knew that he was going to be unreliable. We might have Rico in tomorrow. Rico's still sick. I told him to get a COVID test. He's like, there's not COVID. And it's usually false positives. I'm like, just shut the fuck up and take the test. Take the damn test. And, yes, it might not be COVID, but if you're sick at all, I don't want to get sick either.
That's what people seem to be forgetting. Like
Right.
there was a rule in radio that like, if you're sick, stay home because everyone in the station gets sick.
Mm-hmm.
We share microphones. It's a tiny room.
Yes, I know.
So yeah, I don't want any crud.
No, not at all.
Right?
Not
Like,
at all.
good
No.
Lord.
Yeah. So Rico may be in tomorrow, may not be in tomorrow. We'll find out. And I know Powers is running on fumes and has a lot of shit he has to do with his other gigs. So yeah, it's one of those weeks, but everything else has been going smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, I got HD. I'm in HD. My pecs pop in HD. Let me know if you think it looks differently.
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't know. This camera's driving me nuts.
All right, I got 5 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Rock 102.1 KFMA. There's Five Figure Death Punch. Welcome back to the show. I got some content that's perfect for me and radio. It's all about, when it comes to guys' junk sizes, it's all about trying to make it look as big as possible.
Yeah, sure.
But there are things that actually shrink your junk. Scientifically proven things that shrink your junk. And I need to give a heads up to my boys out there who need every inch to be able to fully represent in all different areas and try to avoid these things. And this is a daily list that I check off myself, just so I'm at maximum potential, which still might be underwhelming to some, but still, it's the best I have to offer. And this is the rundown of things that shrink your junk, because different guys are insulted by different things. However, there's always common ground when someone wants to deliver what they think is the ultimate low blow. And that's talking about a teeny weeny, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with that, the emphasis on size, where I put together this list of scientifically proven things that can shrink your package and make it far less impressive. Number 1, beer.
What?
Oh yes. Yeah. Beer. Too much of a good thing is not good at all. And on many levels. So beer can actually shrink your junk if you drink it too much.
Not
and
for like the night, like whiskey D or
no, I mean in general.
oh
Because
my God.
again, you got to remember the main vein, it's all about circulation. You
Yeah.
want to continue to get blood flowing down there. And whenever it's restricted, you're going to not have that much flow down there, and it's going to look a lot smaller.
Tell me more, Dr. B.
All right. I'm glad you asked. High blood pressure. So you got to think of it as like a check engine light. Your D is the check engine light. So any issues with erectile dysfunction should be a signal to have a doctor give you a workup. Like, there's times it could be psychological, right? But it also could be a sign of bigger problems on a cardio level. So if your dipstick isn't at its max potential, go to a doctor and be like, help, something's wrong. I know it. I feel it. Where do you feel it? I feel it in my D. Say no more, fam. I'm going to rush you to the ER. Smoking, obviously, we know nicotine makes veins smaller, which affect blood flow. Weed affects your sperm and gives you the munchies, which is a double whammy.
Okay.
Let's see. TRT, anabolic treatments. That's where extra testosterone is being delivered. So your balls instinctively know that they don't have to work as hard and they shrink. So if you're basically doing steroids, and they won't grow back when you quit the treatments. Now, I thought about doing steroids, not to get buff, but just to make the testicles smaller.
Yeah, you do have those giant testicles. Huh?
They're huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that's the side effect, sign me up, son. You tell me I'll get shredded and my boys will shrink up to a normal size?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if my boys shrink up, they'll make my junk look bigger.
True.
Because, the optical illusion there is just not doing me any favors. All potatoes, no meat. Underuse, right? You ever heard the term, if you don't use it, you lose it? Your unit needs to be routinely filled and stretched with blood to reveal its consistent true self. That's right. That's why I'm always doing exercises, sometimes 3 times a show. All right. Underwear, they say undies with a pouch for support for the boys down below is ideal, right? So no boxers. Water, dehydration is key. I always look at my junk as like a Gila monster. The more water I have, the fuller the tail looks.
Sure.
And in the desert, you have to consider that. And finally, weight gain. Now, the size and the length of your peen does not change, but the size around it does, making it appear smaller. I think every 20 pounds overweight, you're about a half inch shorter by perceptive. And fat guys know this. They like to push the pooch down to show the maximum potential. Don't ask me how I know. There's some tips. We're going to keep the conversation going on the podcast broadcast. Be back after this. You feel educated on that or a little dumber?
So I think dumber.
No.
I mean, I knew a couple of those things, but I did learn something from it.
Like
but
what?
The thing about that you said with the stuff. So I learned some of that, but not all of it.
No, the thing I said about the stuff, thanks for being so specific so yes, it actually did make you dumber. Okay, time for a euphemism game.
Oh, euphemism?
Yeah, euphemism. Shut the fuck up. First off, I got dumb from your dumb response. The thing you learned about the stuff. You're not helping me out. All right. You know the saying like twig and berries?
Yes.
All right. This is for our streamers out there. What is your favorite euphemism?
Nope.
Euphemism?
Nope.
Euphemism.
No, that's 3 strikes. You're out.
No, fuck you. Then you say it.
Euphemism.
What?
Oh, no, I don't know if I'm saying it. Yeah. Isn't it with an M? Not an N.
Yes.
Euphemism.
Euphemism.
There it is.
Okay, so give me your favorite euphemism. Doesn't sound as cool.
It doesn't.
In the comments for your twig and berries. All right. Meat and potatoes, things like
meat
that.
And potatoes is good.
Yeah, I want to know. What's your favorite one?
I used to just call it the boy, the man and the boys, something like that.
The
like
man and the boys.
I never said that, but the boys is what you call your junk.
Right.
I call it junk more than anything, but not like one and the other.
Yeah, no, I need a euphemism.
See, hammer and nails doesn't make any sense. They're not nails.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I need a euphemism for the penis and the balls.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So I said twig and berries. Right?
I don't know. I just call it my junk. I don't have a thing and a thing.
You don't have a thing and a thing?
No, I don't know if I do. My no, I got nothing.
Wow.
Doesn't look like much anybody else has anything either.
Yeah. Well, I say meat and potatoes is good.
Yeah, meat, potatoes, twig and berries. I never did like twig and berries. It just sounds teeny.
What about like Big Al and twins?
See what? Yeah, Big Al, huh?
Yeah. Well,
sure.
Danny DeVito and let's see, what are those fat twins on scooters? That would be a great description of mine. So.
What about like something in meatballs? I don't know. You don't want to say spaghetti.
What's the worst insult anyone's ever tried to sling at you about your manhood?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Oh, good for you.
Who has insulted you about your manhood?
Every ex I ever dated?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, speed break.
There you go. Frank and Beans. There you go.
Yeah, Frank and Beans.
There's one.
It's in your name. Dude.
Yeah. See someone's carrot and tomatoes? No.
No, definitely not carrot and tomatoes.
I'd say Frank and Beans is my number one. I'm stealing that one. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah, Frank and the Beans.
That's what I want to name my dog. If I ever get a dog.
All right. You have to go for your dog. What are you talking about?
If I ever get a dog, I want to name him Beans. So this way it's when I'm walking, it's like, oh, look, it's Frank and Beans. There you go.
Okay.
And we're adorable.
Yes. I'm going to play the speed break real quick.
Right? See, Todd.
What's
He
Todd
knows.
saying?
He goes, if I called my dick Frank and Beans, then I'd just be naming my dick after myself,
Oh, yeah.
which is, that doesn't make sense.
Mini Frank and Beans?
That's
Oh.
a, you know.
Shh. What's the worst insult anyone's ever tried to sling at you about your manhood?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Oh, good for you.
Who has insulted you about your manhood?
Every ex I ever dated?
Yeah.
Jeez. There you go. That was a speed break.
There you go.
All right. So, yeah, we're multitasking today. And I would be able to just be like, hey, here's the clip that we did from earlier today. But nope.
Yep.
No. But I do have, that's good, though, because I have a lot of things I want to show you on this stream. First, I'll show you this. This is sick. Okay. So this guy in LA is about to get robbed. Okay. And this has been happening a lot in LA and pretty much everywhere all over the country. And the reality is just because shit's getting more expensive. The economy sucks. People are broke. So people who don't have anything, who are thugs, are going to try to steal from people who have stuff. In LA, there's a lot of people that have stuff and there's a lot of people who don't. Right. So there was one guy walking down in LA suburb and he had a very nice watch. Okay. And you're going to see the videos. These two thugs jump out of the car and they're trying to steal his watch. But what he did to prevent him from doing this was, it was quick thinking and it was the right move, apparently, because they did not get his watch. And I'll show you. Let's see. There might be a little commercial here to show first. I hope not. All right, you can see this on the stream. This is loading up.
I say, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the HD. Come on, interwebs. Now this guy's pretty fat too, so he couldn't outrun them. And I wonder how nice this watch was. It was obviously nice enough where they could recognize his watch while they were driving by. They're like, oh, the fat guy with the sparkling watch. Get him. And he's like, oh no, don't get me. All right, so there is a little commercial real quick. Let's skip that. All right, now watch this. All right, so here, guys right there. They get out and they're like, oh, no, he's got a watch. And he's like, oh, shit. Oh, no. Don't get me. Whoop. Throws his watch over the fence in the house. And he threw his watch over the fence. And that's when the two guys were like, oh, shit, we don't have the watch anymore. Let's get out of here. So he threw his expensive watch over the fence. That was enough to thwart those two criminals from robbing him. And it was actually some pretty quick thinking. Now, he lucked out. They could have easily just kicked his ass for throwing the watch over the fence. And they probably could have jumped the fence. But, it's like a snatch grab, like grabbing, whatever they call it. You got to go quick.
No, that's trick. They're just trying to go quick. I mean, I've had friends that get mugged like that. If you're ever out there biking or walking and you got a side bag, they know there's a computer in there, or they're going to gamble there's a computer in there. So it's just jump out, push you down, take your bag. This is why if you ever get mugged, again, I'm a New Yorker, so they train us like this at birth.
Mhm.
You're supposed to take your wallet out, you throw it.
Yeah.
You go, here you go.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. So that they get away from you. That's all they want. Same thing with a purse. Don't fight back. You go, up, here you go. And you're not being a dick about it. Go, there it is. Go get it. Leave me alone.
Right.
Because that's what you're trying to get away with.
Hmm.
Your life and not get your ass kicked.
Okay. So that's how they taught you in New York, huh?
That's true. And I've had a friend that absolutely survived a mugging because of that. Because what are they going to do? He goes, there it is.
Yeah.
They're going to turn around and he's going to run the other way.
Honestly, usually I feel great and safe in poorer, more dangerous areas because I basically don't have anything, right? It's only when I'm like dressed nicely or feel like I have something of value that I get nervous in areas of sketchy, tweakers and things like that. So, but normally, like my go-to self-defense was to be poorer than the person who might rob me.
Yeah.
So they're like, give me all you have. Like, no, bitch, give me all you have.
Yeah.
I got nothing, so. But yeah, I thought that was a cool little video. I also want to show, there's so many different things here. How's this HD looking, by the way?
It's definitely an HD. It's definitely a difference. Because like I say, I've seen you certain times in the stream and you'll go bigger and it's like you're pixelated.
Okay, let me go bigger. Let's see what this looks like.
Like, yeah, look good. You see your pores, right?
I don't want you to see my pores.
Oh, they look good.
Yeah.
See those bags under your eyes? Looks good.
Joe, you better shut your face. Shut your face hole with those bags. Yeah, you can see some wrinkles too. But you know what those are called? Laugh lines.
That's right.
Been living life to the fullest.
I've always actually said that was my goal. I want to have the biggest smile lines is my goal from having a good life.
Okay.
When I'm an old man, I want to be one of those wrinkly old men that like is just he lived a life.
You're getting there. All right. Did you hear about the new DeLorean?
I did.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
It's pretty dope. So they're bringing back DeLorean without the cocaine, and it's going to be an electric car.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense if you're going to go futuristic.
Yeah.
It'd make more sense if they use a Mr. Fusion and you could run off like old banana peels.
That's all we want, right?
Yes, absolutely. So here's the DeLorean.
That's gorgeous looking.
Isn't it? And of course, it wouldn't be a DeLorean without the trademark DeLorean doors.
Those wings up.
Yes, which of course there's plenty of vehicles that have that now, but DeLorean was the first.
I almost bought a Bricklin when I was a kid. It had
Bricklin?
doors that kind of like came out and went up like that.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it does make me like,
That's a sharp looking automobile. Those hubcaps are sick, or rims.
Yeah, it looks like a Porsche. The Porsche that could fly.
Yeah.
So DeLorean.
I would definitely want to get like the gray one. So
What,
it
the
looks
new
more
gray?
like
The-
DeLorean.
The new gray that's everywhere though. You guys notice how many like gray cars there are, but it's new gray. It's not standard gray.
No.
Once I point one out to you, you'll be like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that everywhere. It's like this seasonal color right now.
Huh.
Let's get back on here. Rock 102.1 Kfma. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast. Powers and I are holding down the fort now in HD. Ooh, we're fancy here. All right, I have an Am I the A-hole to share with you. A woman bravely took to Reddit and asked if she was wrong for refusing to give her husband their Wi-Fi password.
Okay.
And now this is a trick that parents use for their kids if they don't get something done. And, like I do that with my daughter. If like you don't do your chores, then you're not going to get the Wi-Fi password. So you're booted off of the internet altogether. And there's nothing worse you could tell somebody under the age of 18 is that they can't get on the Wi-Fi. They're just blocked on all their social media or whatever. So she feels like it's a privilege that he's not carrying the weight. So she took it away. Now, instead of like, she's still sleeping with him. She's still doing all the marital stuff. She just took away the Wi-Fi because 3 months he's been sitting on his ass without a job. Right. So she said, hey, you need to get a job. And he's like, yeah, I'm looking for a job. And he just kind of gave up. So for 3 months, he hadn't found a job and he's just on his phone all the time. So she ran into her hubby's boss and asked about his firing because he was fired. And the boss said he quit because he was sick and tired of retail. So he lied about getting fired in the first place. Now she confronted him about it and he admitted it. And then he said he wanted to go back to school, but he never made a plan about paying it. So it was one of these things. He just wants to be lazy.
Right.
I think he figured out that his wife is making enough money to where he doesn't have to do anything but stay home. Now, the hubby did tell the wife that he to start a fund to pay for his school, and she lost it. That's when she cut off the Wi-Fi. And he's been trying to get the password, but not a job ever since. Now, most people who commented on this post agreed that this woman should reevaluate her marriage situation if he's looking for a free ride, and that she's not the a-hole. But, what say you? You could vote and just let us know on the comments on our Facebook page or YouTube. And actually today, I am streaming on all the Facebook pages live without sharing it because that's part of the upgrade. Fancy.
I think that's going to be helpful.
Yeah. Now, what would you withhold if your significant other wasn't pulling weight?
Definitely. I mean, you just want to get that phone. Not even just the Wi-Fi, but just the phone itself.
You will withhold the phone?
I'd be trying to be like, you put that phone down. That's right.
You know what I do when my girlfriend makes me mad? I withhold the D. And
Oh.
say, no, 3 minutes 11 for you. No, not until you finish your chores. I'm just kidding. I can't do that.
What a monster.
I know. We'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us on our social media or youtube.com/beefvegan or keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear.
Here's what's completely funny about that is that if he was trying to say you need to finish your chores, his girlfriend would have to mess the house up first so she would have something to clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is you live in literally like Better Homes and Gardens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, she is. It looks fantastic and it's 100% her. Well, I know it. But okay. So yesterday I had like almost a Karen moment.
Mhm.
It was a Karen moment. I told this story a little bit quickly earlier on the show, but I want to share this with you. So yesterday I went to lunch with my daughter and my girlfriend, and we went to one of my favorite breakfast joints in town, right? I'm not going to say what the place is because it wasn't a good representation of this place.
Sure.
And I've had great service there, and the food is phenomenal every single time. So we go, and it's the afternoon, it's slowing down. It's around noonish.
Yep.
I think we get there at like 12:15, right? So a little bit after lunch rush. And we sit out on the patio. And so we're sitting there, the three of us, and we're just hanging out. And then there was a four-top that came and was seated 5 minutes after us. Now, our server came by, asked us what we're going to drink, and then took our order, right? And then another server came by to the four-top after we got our order in and then took their order. And they got like drinks and food. And so we're sitting there and we're waiting. And then another table gets seated after us and they sit behind us, right? And then they get their order taken. So as we're sitting, we're just waiting, chilling. And then the second table sat down 10, maybe 15 minutes after us. Okay. So we give them their order. The four top gets their order, and the two top that came in 15 minutes later, they get their order. Right. So then next thing you know, the four top gets their food. Now we think it's our food and we're excited, but no, it's the four top. And hey, that happens, right?
Sure.
You're like, okay, well, their food was made a little quicker. So they sit down, they start eating, and we're waiting. And now it's like 12:45. We've been sitting there for like 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes. And I'm starting to get hangry, a little irritated. I'm like, this is taking a little longer than it should. And the next thing you know, there's a server coming around the corner with a big tray of food. We're like, all right, cool. Finally got this food. And they stop at the table that sat down 15 minutes after us and they get their food. Now I'm getting irate. I'm like, motherfucker, where's our food? Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there kind of being patient about the whole thing. Next thing you know, I'm watching the table next to me, the four top, finish their food. They're finished. They do 2 rounds of Bloody Marys and they eat their food and they're completely done. We still haven't gotten any food. And at this point, all the ice cubes in our water have melted and we're almost out of water. Like we literally have nothing.
Yikes.
We're just sitting there and I'm going on like 40 minutes in there. So I go in and I go up to the server and he's like, oh, your food's coming out in a minute. He knew what I was going to say. And I was like, look, man, no, it's not. We've been sitting out there for damn near an hour. And I just watched 2 tables that sat down after us get their food and finish it before we got our food.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy. And so, like, you're going to have to hook me up something, right? He's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. I'm like, okay. But he's kind of giving me a little bit of attitude. So then I'm like, cool. So I go back out to my table. Sure enough, like a minute later, our food comes out. So I eat and everything. And he's come by checking on me, being extra nice at that point. I'm like, yeah, we're good. Let me just eat. So we're eating. And then we get the little bill. And then I go in to talk to him and say, look, I'm sorry if I went a little Karen on you earlier. But I was just, upset about how long this takes. And he's like, yeah, you were a little cranky, but you started getting in a better mood after you ate. And I was like, no, fucker. No. Again, you still fucked up. If I wasn't waiting for an hour, I wouldn't be talking to you. Like we've had you before. You're a good server. I want to leave you a good tip, but you got to acknowledge that either you fucked up or the kitchen fucked up.
Yeah.
And don't just say it was because of me.
You were a little cranky.
Like, bitch. Like, what? So fucking mad. And now I'm like, I love this place, but now I don't even want to go back because this guy's my mortal enemy. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that it was because of me. I still gave this guy a $15 tip. He gave us one of the meals for free, which is good. But again, it was almost an hour. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah. Time is money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Nothing like a guy who's was in spaz at work. He's like, yeah, you were a little annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And immediately as I'm coming in to apologize, I immediately like retracted that. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm going to say this. You did not, that's not a Karen moment. You did not have a Karen moment.
Okay, thank
A
you.
Karen moment is when you're being irrational. That was not irrational. What's more, that's a pet peeve even, or even more than a pet peeve. I hate when I see someone get sat after me and then like, oh, look, there's all their food. Oh, look, they're done. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because that dude obviously screwed up and didn't get your ticket in there.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it was fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna email invite.
Ooh, Todd.
No, my buddy Henry, he's trying to get on the he's performing next week in town.
Mhm.
And we're trying to figure out when he's coming on. So I'm just gonna pop him in. He's you ever heard the band Oakley Dokley?
Oh yeah, I saw them live. I have a shirt.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Sent you an email now.
I wasn't sure if Oakley Dokley was still together.
They're doing their final tour and they're actually ending it.
Yeah. It's good. I think good run.
Yeah.
Like good time to do it, right?
Yeah.
I believe they got on The Simpsons.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Yes, and if you don't know who Oakley Dokley is, it's the Ned Flanders tribute metal band.
Yeah.
They all basically, it's so crazy how the whole story began because it happened, I think, shortly after while I was still up in Phoenix or shortly after I left Phoenix. In 2016 they did this and they started trending on Facebook and they were like the number one trend on Facebook for like a month straight.
Yeah.
And all they did was put out a little EP where they were dressed as Ned Flanders and they were hardcore metal and the internet fucking freaked out about them. They loved them so much. And from there they've been able to just like great tour and several tours and sell out 500 cap rooms all over the nation. It was great. But for whatever reason, Ned doesn't want to do it anymore. Let's see.
Again,
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame them. It's a fun run. The label that they're on is the same as like Mac Sabbath and some other
Yes.
really kind of fun
They
bands.
tour together, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's heavy but gimmicky and
right.
fun.
It's a gimmick. It's
Yeah.
a gimmicky thing.
But they're great musicians.
100%.
Henry, who we're going to talk to, who goes by Dread Ned in Oakley Dokley, is in many bands, and he's going to be coming to Tucson to perform next Thursday night, not with Oakley Dokley, with another band. And he's a tremendous musician, obviously, and he's always been in great bands. And we've been boys for a long time. So he hit me up and let me know that he's coming into town and, who to hit up, press contacts and shit like that. And I'm like, me, bitch. I am the press contact. What are you talking about? So yeah, I'm going to see what the deal is with Henry and then maybe get him in studio or have him and his boy, who he'll have to explain to me the band name, perform live via stream. So Chuckles, I mean, it's spelled all indie style. So they're performing at the Rock. It's next Thursday, the 16th. Looks like a pretty cool bill. And it looks like it has Latin theme. So I don't know. I mean, either way, it's going to be a party. What's up, Jason? All right. As the world burns in the motherfucking hell, son. All right. You guys did great, by the way, on all the comments below our concert announcement post. Now, I was going to post another troll post today, actually. And it was going to be the top 10 influential bands of the 90s. And of course, we're going to throw Nickelback on there. That's our running joke. You guys know this. You took the ball, you ran with it. So when we posted, that we had 2 concert announcements today, guess what they're going to be. Wrong answers only. You guys came out in full swing. Now, keep in mind, a lot of people on our Facebook page aren't listeners to the show. They aren't in on the joke. All they're probably thinking is that, man, a lot of people really love it on Nickelback.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Man, it's like, so we have a lot of people going pro Nickelback, pro hard. And it's almost to the point where it's so funny. It's true. I can't wait for this Nickelback comeback that we're creating to happen nationwide. It starts somewhere. And just imagine if it started here, because you guys, literally over half the comments of the 80 comments that we got on this post were Nickelback love. Nickelback and then throwing in a little bit of Creed, say, shit, we'll double down.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's douchey there?
that's right.
Yeah. So the 9 a.m. announcement was Hailstorm. The 7 a.m. announcement was Dirty Honey and Dorothy.
Mhm.
So a double D show there. So, and Dirty Honey and Dorothy's at the Rialto. Hailstorm's going to be at the TCC. So that's a big one.
Is that on a Sunday or Saturday? Do we know?
I'd have to look at my calendar. It's October 6th. So I'll pull it up real quick. I mean, it'll be pretty sick.
Yeah.
We'll
You
be
interested
there
in going to that
regardless.
one? Want to go to that?
Yeah, I'll go to that one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll go to a lot. And of course, well, it's a Thursday. Yeah. So I could take a Friday off. But yeah, and then I want to hopefully get some kind of fall ball going on. I don't know if that will happen, but apparently all eyes are on KFMA day. So we should be able to get that. But still ways away. So I had to say, in the post, like, no, it's not KFMA day. No, it's not fall ball. I don't want to get people's hopes up. And I'm sure some people still didn't read that and got their hopes up.
Of course. If you could book KFMA Day, who's your big draw?
Rage Against the Machine. They're
Yeah.
on tour right now. I would do them as a headliner, hands down. I would not hesitate to book Nickelback for a KFMA Day or a fall ball. I honestly think that we could spin it to the point where it's like, everything that's cool that turns uncool turns cool again.
That's right.
And I think we'd be able to spin it to be like, this will be a good time, guys. Let's all come out in full force and sing Rockstar together. So you're talking massive band. System of a Down is one that I would love to get for a KFMA Day or fall ball.
Yeah.
Love them, obviously. So that's a mega band. And there's only a few that are mega bands. Tool would be okay.
Mhm.
They've been constantly working. So what about you guys? Who would you want to headline KFMA Day? Legit answers.
Those are all pretty heavy and all that. So would you want Weezer?
No, we did Weezer with
Weezer
fall
was
ball.
fall ball back in the
and
day.
trust me, I mean, I have a manager that tries to remind me on a regular basis we're not an alternative station. So
Right.
it would not make sense to go that route. And Weezer's like, okay draw. I think in Tucson, any of the bands I just mentioned, mega draws,
Yeah.
mega money, and a great time. Rancid would be great, but that's not a headliner. It's a headliner for like a 5,000 person show.
Yeah, smaller show.
Yeah. All right, let's get on here. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We made a couple of concert announcements earlier this morning. In case you missed them, we announced that Dirty Honey and Dorothy are coming to the Rialto Theater in October 5th. And tickets go on sale this Friday, and I'm giving away tickets for that show all week long. And then we also announced that Hailstorm is performing at the TCC on October 6th, the day after, and tickets go on sale this Friday. You can win tickets for that show all week long. But then Powers asked me, because whenever I say we're going to have a big concert announcement, people get their hopes up, immediately say fall ball, KFMA Day. It's going to be either one. Unfortunately, that's not the announcement today. It will happen eventually, just not today. Then he asked me, who would I want to perform as a headliner at KFMA Day? 600 KFMA, 600-5362. Who would you want as a headliner? I mentioned a couple of my first round draft picks. I guess the number one on the list would be Rage Against the Machine. They reunited. Getting Rage Against the Machine in Tucson, headlining KFMA Day would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Hands down. And I'd be excited about that. My number 2 pick would be System of a Down.
Yep, that's a good pick.
Yeah. I think that would be great. Legitimately, Nickelback, I think we've been having fun with Nickelback for this past year to the point where they're cool again. In my mind, they're cool again. I think we'd have a great time drinking. And then Mike just wrote on the podcast broadcast stream, Muse. Muse would be sick. Muse has done KFMA Day in the past. I have not seen Muse live in quite some time. I would definitely take Muse as a headliner any day of the week. Disturbed, Slipknot, some of the usual suspects. These are all good. And all of them would be good for a KFMA Day. So now I guess we just got to get to work.
That's right. Get to work.
So how are we going to do KFMA Day? How are we going to get it done? Well, you got to tell a friend to tune into Beef Vegan Presents. You blow this show up. All right. Give me some swing, some big D swing around here. I'll call in some friends and make sure I put the resources together that we have the biggest, best KFMA Day yet.
Yeah.
It might be too late to do a massive fall ball, but maybe we could do a smaller fall ball like Rialto and take over the Rialto for like 2 nights and call it balls. because I like balls. You like balls. We all like balls. So I don't know. That's stuff that we're working on. So yeah, just continue to spread the word. And I'll continue to look through your list of who you think should be the ultimate KFMA Day headliner. We'll be back to your beef tip right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Don't go away. Whenever I get to say balls a bunch is always a good time.
Sure.
Perfect Circle will be nice. Perfect Circle, did they perform that last one or they did not? Did that get canceled? No, they did. That was the last KFMA Day. It was a Perfect Circle, Jonathan Davis, and STP. That did happen. I know I didn't even get tickets to that fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was working at KLPX. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. Because I wasn't a KFMA employee.
Why?
And I'm like, I was your last morning show host.
Yeah.
And now I'm on your number one morning show and same company, bruh.
Right.
Can I get tickets? And in the very last second, they're like, well, here's some GAs if you want that. And I'm like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Your entire fucking face.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm getting GA tickets when it's a company that's throwing the goddamn concerts, KFMA Day. Like,
They sometimes around here treat, like, they don't have to treat it like they're separate companies.
I know.
And they do it. It doesn't make any sense.
Zero.
You
But
know?
now I'm all for it. Yeah, like don't let anyone else go. It's just all us. They did do me dirty several times, but it's all right. Yeah, Limp Bizkit would be a guilty pleasure. Limp Bizkit is out there doing their thing right now. They're kind of having a resurgence. You're seeing kind of like the aughts, early aughts new metal revival. That's happening a lot. We just talked to what was the band Dropout Kings. They're doing trap metal. They're blowing up. I'm gonna try to get them for a pop-up show. But yeah, like with Korn and Limp Bizkit, those bands, well, Korn's always been a mainstay, but Limp Bizkit in particular has, you know, put out a pretty decent album. About 4 of the songs on the record were bangers. And yeah, they've been very successfully touring again and kind of been that cool, not cool, cool again.
Yes.
And that's why I think Nickelback is due as well.
Yeah.
So yes, if we had Limp Bizkit as a headliner on KFMA Day, it would be a smash.
Yeah.
People-
Korn. I would love to see Korn.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the thing with Korn
they
is
done
if
it?
you look around the posters,
They've done it a
Um,
bunch.
yeah, half the posters have Korn on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this one has Jonathan Davis. Even when Korn can't show up, Jonathan does it by
Jonathan
himself.
Davis just does it.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis just does it because his wife's from Tucson. So yeah,
Okay.
Rammstein, that would be nice.
Some Duhas.
Manson. Oh, you would want to bring back Marilyn Manson? Ooh, I mean, I guess he was acquitted on some charges. Let's welcome to the podcast broadcast stream my good friend Henry Bernard, aka Dreadned, aka whatever nickname he has from whatever band he's playing in. Good morning. Hear me?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
Doing all right.
Hey, you are live on our podcast broadcast stream right now, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
this is exciting. This is fun.
yeah, welcome to the show. Look at you. You got a nice mic and everything. You're all pro, dude.
All pro, baby. All pro. Good to see you, Beef. How you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. I got my own show again and, you know, slowly but surely kicking ass. And I'll catch you up on that when you come to town next week. Now, what's the name of this band that you're in that's performing next Thursday?
Chuckles.
Chuckles. Okay, that's what it is. I was wondering because it's hipster spelled, so they took out all the vowels.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is
Should have known. Yeah. What's the style of Chuckles music?
Chuckles is really like a dance music project, like house music, really focused around a house and like we're using like live drums and
Yeah,
live
percussion.
manipulation and my partner Lamarshon John, who's also in Oakley as Zedned, he does a lot of cool things with a lot of cool effects, and we've been writing like some remixes and original tunes, and we're getting ready to release a bunch of music over the next little while pretty soon here. So we're kind of getting to that point where we're getting excited about like new music actually coming out that we've been playing, and I'm like, all right, we're finally moving forward. It takes a while, but it's worth it.
Well, I mean, with all the different projects that you have and stuff, it's got to be hard to dedicate time to each one. I mean, you just did the Oakley Dokley tour. How long was that tour? And was that the final tour?
That was, I think, probably going to be the final tour. If my information is correct, we were gone for 29 days.
Right.
We had 22 shows or 23 shows. We had like 11 sold out shows, huge crowds. I mean, it was nuts, and now that that's kind of on really like an indefinite hiatus. I really want to get back into focusing on this project and really like, hit push this hard and like stay in this and not like do a bunch of other things and not touch a bunch of other places. Like I just want to dial the focus in.
Right.
That's really like my biggest thing is wanting to dial the focus in. So like, here we go.
Yeah, nice. And so this tour or this show on Thursday, is that like a one-off? Or are you doing like Phoenix and Tucson, or are you going on like a mini tour with Chuckles?
No, this one's just gonna be like a one-off. We have a friend coming in from Mexico City. His name is Frankov.
Yeah.
He does like some really cool like minimal style vibes for house music, and he does like some Latin infusion and some like tech house stuff. And he's really popular in Mexico and Mexico City. And I'm actually gonna go play some shows with him in Mexico in July. So I'm excited about that. Then they just had a hurricane down there. Actually, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it
did.
was
So you're going that
brutal.
far south? Yeah, you're going that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a crazy hurricane. So yeah, they're gonna be recovering. They're gonna probably need some music. But yeah, it might be a little like third world-ish, more so in certain areas than going down there. But yeah, it should still be a really good time. Oh, go ahead, finish.
Frankov's been sending me pictures, and it's hardcore. He's been showing me because he's like rebuilding the club that he works at. It's like that.
Yeah,
he's cutting his tour short in the U.S. He's coming here still, but he's cutting his tour short in the U.S. to go back home and help.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, a lot of mudslides and things if you were following that. So with this, I was thinking because I wanted Henry to pop on because we wanted to kind of plan what we're going to do next week to kind of get some extra shine. But you have such a great setup in your studio, and I'm literally still in the broom closet. My house up in Phoenix, my home studio was kind of a better setup than I have right now, Henry. I'm not lying to you.
Hey, you sound great. You sound great, buddy. You sound great. You look great. It can't be better than that.
A little HD action. But yeah, maybe if we did Wednesday on the podcast broadcast stream, you and your partner, and then like get on the stream like this, be able to bullshit, do some segments, play some games, and then do like a live performance. Because I think if we did a live performance, it probably sound and look pretty good from your setup there.
Oh yeah, we can definitely run a little mixer, plug the drums in, and get it going. Watch, you probably can hear the drums if I turn them on right now.
Yeah, let me hear him. We got some time. And Henry is legitimately one of the best drummers you'll ever come across. That guy is a hired gun, hired assassin.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's clean, right?
Yeah. In fact, actually, Henry, here's the deal, because we're gonna wrap up this podcast broadcast here in a little bit. But that's what we're going to plan on. We're going to plan on you popping in on Wednesday, do live performance and everything. I'm going to do what I call beef tip to wrap up my show. If you could give me like a drum beat in the background while I do it, that would be sick.
My pleasure, brother.
It's going to be awesome. We got about a minute 40 before we do that. And so, yeah, I got, I guess, brain dumping or yeah. I might even like look at this. Look at Henry. Yeah. And that's all plugged into the mixer. That's not even your microphone.
That's plugged directly into my interface.
Yeah. See?
And I've got a couple cameras. If you wanted more cameras, we could do a couple feeds that so you could see here and here. But this should probably be okay too. We could make that work.
Oh no! I mean, I can make it look like a music video. I mean, this is pretty much like TV producer software, where if I get a couple different angles, I could definitely fuck with them and make it fun. Yeah.
Which is like 2 or 3 more cameras that are all high quality that we could plug in for sure. And Frankov will be here. He's staying at my house all week, so
even better.
We'll also have special guest Frankov in the hizzy. You know what I mean? En casa from Mexico.
That's even better. So we could have him perform as well. I mean, we'll make a jam-packed thing. And Hot Rock Super Joint will be joining us on Wednesday as well. So he'll be able to pop in. So you're talking.
Dude, it's gonna
that's
be a
super
party,
show.
dude. I can't
Yeah, that's
wait.
what I'm saying. It's
That's-
like our
that's
old
what's up.
school, like a 420 music festival type vibes.
Yeah, maybe circa 2009, 10, something like that.
Yeah, circa 10 all the way
hot
through.
vibe.
Plus,
Yeah.
in the background.
So what kind of beat you want? Beef?
Yeah. Oh,
Like a
by the way,
hip-hop?
I'm talking to my friend Henry Bernard up in Phoenix right now. He's on the podcast broadcast. He's also in Oakley Dokley, and he's got his band Chuckles, who's going to be performing at what was it, The Rock next Thursday. Yeah. So yeah, give me any kind of beat, Henry. We're gonna do the beef tip before we wrap things up. And yeah, any beat in the background will be good going over this story as I'm giving everybody kind of life hacks, if you will. And this beef tip is a good one too for those of you who have a hard time sleeping at night. All right. So go ahead and give me that beat there, Henry. This is gonna be great. And he's live via remote. In HD, you gotta check out the podcast broadcast. So that's all the time we have for the show. But before we leave, I'd like to give you a beat tip. This is a good way to go to sleep so you can sleep better. It's called a brain dump. Doing a brain dump.
Oh, brain dump.
Yeah. A brain dump can help if your brain kicks into high gear with worries and random thoughts in your head whenever you hit the pillows. And I know that I am a victim of this. My mind will go a million miles an hour when I don't want it to. Right? So writing down everything on your mind can help declutter your thoughts and bring a sense of calm. Sleep coach Dave Gibson says the biggest benefit is reliving stress to make falling asleep easier. So the next time you go to bed, if your mind's racing, make sure you do a brain dump. It will help you sleep better, and that's your beef tip. Yeah, let me hit the base on that. Yeah. That's Dread Ned or Henry Bernard there on our live podcast broadcast stream. Excellent job, Henry. So we're gonna have Henry and the crew perform on the podcast broadcast next Wednesday, and I'm very excited about that. And I just wanted to pop him in and check out his camera setup, and he's got a legit setup. You know, like every single one of our guests that we pop in via satellite usually has a better setup than we do.
Yeah.
It's odd.
You
But
got the good mics, though. I mean, I think we're all rocking the same mic, aren't we?
we
Are
are.
you rocking
We're
the
rocking that short.
SMB7?
Oh, you got the SM 7B. But yeah,
7B. Excuse me, I'm a drummer, Doug. I don't do
Yeah.
these over the mic. I'm not cutting myself short like that.
No, you got a great setup, Henry, as I always do. So yes, we're gonna have a great time next Wednesday. Henry, I'll hit you up on the chat and we'll make sure we get everything planned out. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna continue to give away tickets for Buck Cherry. We're gonna continue to give away tickets for Dirty Honey?
Yep.
Yeah, Dirty Honey and Dorothy. And we're going to continue to give away tickets for Hailstorm. That's just some of the listener bait that we have. Until then, Riley's up next. Mucho's going to be after her, filling in for Razor. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
Peace, guys.
When you wish
Peace, Henry.
upon a side of beef,
Hold on, I'll talk to you off the stream.
come and end to all
Thanks,
your
guys.
grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.